Guess what day it is today? So we have some Russian, Siberian, and Spanish garlic here that we need to harvest. So hey, I'll meet you in the garlic patch. So we're heading over to the garlic patch here. You want to make sure there's about 3 leaves that are dried before you start digging them out. Each leaf here represents a layer of skin on the garlic. You want to stop watering 1 week before you're going to harvest too, so just keep that in mind, unless it rains, of course. So remember, we're just going to go straight down with your fork here and lift from underneath. Gently just lift from underneath there. Just shake that soil off nice and loosely. I've let this one dry out for a couple of days now, so it is starting to die back up here, but ideally what this means is this signifies a layer of skin. So each leaf is a layer of skin. This, for example, is one of the layers to here. You don't want too many of these layers of skin to come off. Ideally, you want to harvest your garlic before too many of these leaves die back, but 3 is about the right amount. You need to just store this in a cool, dry, out of the sun place. You're going to let it sit out overnight just to make sure it's really good and dry so you can knock this dirt off. Now we're just going to put ours in a cardboard box here. Just set that to the side. Don't be too rough. You want to be gentle with your garlic here. There. Try to grab the garlic by the bulb rather than pulling on the stem. And then again, just gently shake that loose and set it aside. So ours still seems a little damp here. We've gone from being extremely rainy to now our temperatures are going to soar into the 40s. I already left these a little bit longer than I probably should have already, and now with the temperatures going up into the 40s, I really just want to get these out of the ground and get them in a nice, cool, dry, shady area and get them curing. So we're just going to go ahead here, get these gently removed out of the soil. Okay, so we just have this laid out on the floor in here. We're going to spread these out, leave them out all overnight. The little bit of damp mud that's on there is going to dry up and move to its permanent location. So you're going to do after you dry these out overnight, the reason you're going to do that is so that you can take the next day when it's nice and dry. You just want to go back in there and knock that off. Yeah, so it can get curing. Yeah, so some people actually take all this off on the next 2 or 3 days of curing, and some people wait until it's all cured, 3 weeks of curing, and then they'll take that extra skin there that just doesn't look very nice. Okay, so now we're going to take this and get it on the racks and get it curing and get rid of the sun. You don't want this in the sun. So we've shaken all the dirt off of our garlic so that it can start curing. And we're going to use this handy dandy rack to do it. So you can also, if you don't have a rack like this, or if you have some really small garlic, you've got some little small garlics that might fall between the cracks, you can also use this handy dandy. So I just screwed these 1x4s together. You can make it whatever size you want. And then I just stapled tons of staples to hold this in. And you could also use U-nails too, and that would work really, really good. So just wanna, yeah, it's splitting, so I may have to make a new one soon. But you could make 4 or 5 of these and they would stack on top of each other. You could do your garlic in there, you could do onions in there, and they would dry out as long as this bottom one's up off the floor. And you can stack them so you have more than one. So just as a little idea, if you need a different kind of storage setup, you could always do something like this and build 4 or 5 of them. So what I'm going to do is set this down here, and I'm just going to start spreading these out. Individually. It's nothing to it really, but I just thought I'd show you how I'm going to get these curing. And I'm also probably going to, I'll probably use these little guys up first too. And I'm probably also going to take most of this first layer off. Oops, yeah, but see, you want to be careful when you do that. You just want to take a little bit off, but don't pull too much. Like I pulled a little bit too much, so I might have to eat him first too. So you just want to keep an eye on these while they are curing and make sure there's no disease setting in or mold, because it'll spread. But okay, so yeah. So, and I don't want to pile these up too much on top of each other either. Just going to try to keep finding little spaces for them in between each other, just like so. Yeah, so I'm just going to continue like this until they're all nice and spread out. So because these are the hard neck garlic, I kind of like to stagger these, and then I just like to take a little bit of twine. I'll do this after they're cured, probably, but just to show you, instead of braiding, you can definitely just wrap it with some twine. And then just give that a little tie. And then just cut that off or leave it or whatever, and you can actually, just like that. So that's about it for storing our garlic. We'll just get the rest of it all set out. We're just going to put this now into our little shed that's dark and dry. So hey, so keep an eye on your garlic while it's curing. Get it dug out, get it cleaned up, and get it curing, and then enjoy. Thanks for popping by, and we'll catch you in the next one. We are just going to probably peel most of that skin off in the next few days. Just oopsie, don't bruise the garlic. But yeah, everyone has their own way of doing it. That's how we do. So cheers.